the Reds, there are big outs. Penny Rabbi is a big one. Guys that I just didn't want to see leave was Taj Anand. Obviously, James O'Connor's left.
Taj Anand?
Yeah, Anand. It sounds more fancy. Suliasi, Vunivalu, Floyd Aubrey, Matt Greeley, all guys that we'd expect to, I mean, maybe not James O'Connor, but we expected more from and to see them grow into this side, and they're all have walked out the door. But they've got Lukan Salakai-Lotto, Filippo Dungunu, Josh Canham, plus Matt Gibbons, a big one in. Lockie Anderson's massive in for them. Jeremiah Murray, you're frothing on that inclusion as well. But Mason Gordon is another potential. You know, like they've brought so much in that will build some depth for this squad. They're really going to have a lot of people fighting for starting position.
Absolutely. Did you even mention that they lost the Ferrari, Suliasi Vunivalu?
I did, man. I brushed past him.
You brushed him over, yeah.
Yeah, like they lost him, but he did nothing for them. So,
all right. Well, look, we've got again up on the screen. We've got our 3 predicted or preferred starting 15s. So, Harry, you want to take us through the
I love the front row. Yeah. Alex Hodgman, Fazla, Tumunga Allen is my 3. You guys have gone for Zane Nongor to start above him.
Yep.
I think we've just swapped, so I've got Nongor on the bench. You've got Tumunga Allen.
Yeah, my logic there is just look. JTA is just getting a bit old. Nongor's on the ups. He's been in and around the Wallaby squad. I just see
Aussie prospect coach as well. He's going to bring these players through.
Matt Gibbon we've all picked as the loose head for them.
Bench, yep.
And then we've all gone NASA, who's obviously got some Wallabies time and had a really, really big year. So I think that's probably pretty well established. Yep. I guess the guys missing out, you got to think of like a Richie Asiata played some good games.
Massive power,
Maximum and Max Power, or whatever his name is, Massimo De Lutis. Obviously, an opportunity there for him somewhere. And Stefan Garcia.
He's an injury away from like you getting.
Mate, he's an injury away.
I think he's a rotation away.
Yeah. He'll get matches. He's going to get matches. I don't think he's got the game where you break onto the scene massively as a ball and hand type of guy, but he's just developing more and more in the scrum.
They'll bring him through like they brought Zane Nongor through.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Nels Locks.
Josh Canham and Lukan Salakai-Lotto, we've both got them. Just a matter of 4 or 5.
Which is hard. That's hard going to Angus Blythe and Ryan Smith, but it's just, I mean, they're your top 2.
Yeah,
it really is. We've all got Ryan Smith. Blythe, was he playing Aussie A?
No, he played Australia.
He played Wallabies as well.
And I've got to give Ryan Smith one of the weatherman Blake Palmer's favourite players. He refers to him as the industrious Ryan Smith as one of his favourite fantasy players.
So that's rough, but we'll see. We'll definitely see rotation through there. But I mean, Lukan Salakai-Lotto, Canham. Yeah. I mean, they're starting. And there's no argument in my eyes there.
And Canham will be a really good addition to this team. It'll be really good.
Mate, I wanted him at the task. Either one of them, actually.
I'll do back rows because that one is so easy and simple. Liam Wright, Fraser McWright, Harry Wilson, and then we've all gone Cyril Uru on your bench. That's straightforward.
The other ones you could see is Joe Bryle, John Bryant and stuff, or even Connor Vest. You know, they could all have chances.
We were getting a lot of minutes last year with Liam Wright out a lot and things like that and whatever. But,
so literally named every single player. I mean, but that is the funny thing about this Red side. The good thing about the Red side this year is that they have a lot of depth and a lot of super rugby ready players.
Yeah, definitely. Harry, the halves?
In the halves, we've all got Tate McDermott, no brainer, and we've all gone Tom Liner. Kalani Thomas, Harry McLaughlin Phillips for all of us on the bench. I think all of us think that McLaughlin Phillips is probably a chance at snaring that number 10 jersey, but for now, they're our favourites.
Nels was talking him up so much last week on the pod that I thought he was going to start.
No, the thing about him is, and this is what Harry disagreed with me last week, is I think that you'll actually find they'll start different matches for different roles and different, bit of game plans.
They want to win or lose.
Harry McLaughlin Phillips, want to take it to the line a little bit more. Tom Liner, guide the players around. So they are different. So if they need that little bit more punch early, or they want to spread the ball a little bit wider off the 10, it dictates who you pick there.
But surely with the weapons outside, it shouldn't be up to your 10 to play flat on the line and attack the line.
No, you have to do that to give those guys some space at times. That's one of the issues.
But doesn't Tom Liner already create space for his men outside?
Not the same ball in hand, definitely not. He's got the better pass on him. He's got a better ability for, I think, to kick, to do things like that.
This is a classic example of a flanker who thinks he knows everything, trying to describe how the backs work. But look, moving on.
Man, I'm not flanker that can play 10.
Moving on, I'll talk about the entire back lines because both of yours are exactly the same. So Harry and Nelson have both opted for Dungunu, Lockie Anderson and Jock Campbell the back 3, and Hunter Paisami, Josh Fluke in the centres. and they both opted for Tim Ryan on the bench, the junkyard dog, getting it in there.
Yeah.
And I've gone a little different. I'm actually almost entirely the same. I've gone Dangunu, Jock Campbell.
Tells you the difference, mate.
Okay, I put Jeremiah Murray on the right wing over Lockie Anderson, and Anderson on my bench. So I think the junkyard dog will get a little bit more development. But Jeremiah Murray is someone that really excites me. Don't know if everyone remembers, but go back and watch the highlights of that Crusaders Fiji and Drua game last year. He absolutely tore it up for a couple of 100 meters tackle plus. He was unbelievable. So
he's awesome.
He's very good.
I literally had them all bracketed: Tim Ryan, Jeremiah Murray, Isaac Henry. I wouldn't like all a chance to be on the bench. I think you're just going to see them get opportunity.
I think with Tim Ryan, he's still very young, very raw. He's not going to be there necessarily every week, in my opinion. So that's probably where those changes can happen.
And I'm just looking forward to seeing a right winger who actually gets up to full pace for once. Now that we've lost the Ferrari that kept stalling all the time. So it's going to be good. Anyway.
Injuries, guys. Liam Wright recovering well from his shoulder injury. I think they originally said that he was aiming for round 2, but then they have taken him over to the UK, so he didn't play the first week. So the expectation is him being there. He's highly likely to get game time against Ulster. I think it is. They play this week. Ulster, sorry. Sounds more fancy. That's what we're all going with. So look, I think he'll be right for round 1 by the sounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, the breakout season's a tough one. We've penciled in Tom Liner, who's now a Wallaby.
Mm-hmm.
We've penciled in Filippo Dungunu, who's been around forever. He's just returned after 18 months away from the Reds, who, I mean, he's also a very good player. So
he was just Tom Dungunu. He was phenomenal last
year. He was,
and then he made that debut on the left wing for the Wallabies, and he tore it up until he broke his leg. He basically was replacing Coram Betty, and he did that very well.
Yeah, that's the big shoes to fill.
That is immense.
And that's something that, look, one thing we were chatting about before the pod was just, it's possible that Dungunu plays that 13 jersey. Like, we all have Josh Fluke down, locked it in, but we could see Dungunu play that 13 jersey easily, because he's playing a lot of 13 for the Rebels and things like that. So
while we're talking about him as a breakout player, should we throw in, who else, sorry, Tate McDermott, Harry Wilson, Fraser McGuire? No, he's bloody good. It's not a breakout for us.
Nelson's finding a way to talk about the back row some more.
I'm just saying, it's hard. It's hard to see an actual clear breakout here because most of these guys have already started to make their name.
There's a lot of continuity in the team. I think it's not meant to be just. It's more like a stocks rising as well. You know, like it's a bit of both. But Tom Liner, I think the reason that we had him there was our discussion last week was very much. I don't know if it was off air or on air about the fact that they're going to work out that they need to give the jersey to a 10 this year, and someone needs to own it.
I think he'll get.
I think Liner's the guy that has to get the first opportunity. So that's why I see that rotation slowing down a little bit. You know, obviously not the whole time. McLaughlin Phillips will still get games, but that's why.
And he's got the surname, mate. It just gives you confidence.
Sure.
Quiet seasons. The junkyard
stocks are falling. I don't like the titles we've got here.
Yeah, okay. Stocks.
Good titles.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, stocks are falling. Well, we've got the junkyard dog, and it's just because he's not a lock on game time on one of the jerseys. We think he had a bit of a breakout year last year, but probably likely to see a lot more bench time, a lot more competing for a wing spot. So with the likes of Anderson, Lockie Anderson, Dungunu, and Jeremiah Murray joining, going to be a lot tougher. And then. Nels, we've also got who else for stocks are falling? We've got Angus Blythe.
Yeah, I mean, just too much competition. Yeah, that's the issue there.
We put Tim Ryan, not Tim Ryan, we put Ryan Smith in the category as well, didn't we?
Smokies we already touched on, Harry McLaughlin Phillips, and Massimo De Lutis.
Maximum power.
Yes, max power.
Biggest or greatest, and maximum power.
Yeah.
yeah. Greatest maximum power.
I think we're all thinking that they're going to be 1 or 2 for the Aussie Conference. I'm going to say number 1. For the Aussie Conference. I know the issue there is, maybe having not an experienced 10, but when you just look at the depth of this side and the guys fighting for positions, I think that is where they're going to stand out for me in the Aussie Conference. They're on the rise, and I think that, could be number 1 for the Aussies. Huge.
Yep. What do you think, Aaron?
And actually, fans turn up. Sorry, Barbies.
I don't really know. It's splitting hairs. I'll go the same. I'll go them to top it, to finally make that breakthrough. I think they've got depth in every single position, which is something that no other Australian team can say. And then that means that obviously they're going to finish top of the regular season as well. So first, I guess.
Yeah, done.
I don't know. I'm still going to say the Brahmas above them. I'm going to say second, and then who knows where they go fit.
Well, you do. What do you think?
Well, we said the Waratahs at 6. I can't. I guess I got to say 5th then or something. Do I?
5th? Wow, okay. So you're just getting all the Kiwi teams above, mate.
You know,